Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 26th and 26th. Good morning. Today is June 23rd, 2026, and today I had the best trading day I have ever had. Although I did a lot of things right and made some money, there are a few mistakes that I made, and I want to go over them in order to make sure that I keep myself accountable. So first, let's talk about the things that I did right. Number one, I entered the trade without hesitation once I got confirmation. I saw that the trade was setting up, and I knew there was news today, but when I didn't see an immediate reaction to the downside, I ended up just taking a long position on some call options. Number two, I managed my risk well. I had a stop loss in place, so I knew exactly how much I was willing to lose, and I was just covering myself in case the market turned immediately against me. Number three, this is probably the most important one. I added to a winning trade. I saw that it ended up running to the upside and then pulled back on a recent pre-market high level, which was an area of interest for me that I journaled pre-market for adding to my position. And so at that moment, I saw it hold, I saw it bounce, so I ended up adding another contract. Absolutely fighting the urge to sell right now. I had about 46% on this trade at the top right here, but you know, there might be some room to the upside, so why would I limit my upside? Even if this goes back to break even, I feel like I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've been learning how to hold. Only thing that is concerning me is that we got lower volume as the price was increasing. It's not great, but it looks like it might hold here, so I just added another contract at 310. Let's see how this goes. Oh, frick. Worst case scenario, I break even. Best case scenario, I make an insane amount of money on this trade. Like probably my best trade. This was probably the heaviest position that I've taken in a while, but because I liked the momentum of the trade, I felt the confidence to add to a winning position. This is opposite to what I typically do, which is add to my losers and make the loss bigger and bigger. This time I gave myself a greater opportunity for upside potential. Number four, I adjusted my risk and my stop loss after adding that second contract. Because I was in two contracts and the contracts were pretty expensive compared to what I'm used to trading, I had to adjust my stop, and so I was able to move it up, and as the trade progressed, I ended up moving my stop to break even, which gave me a completely risk-free trade. So even though it was a little bit scary because it was a bigger position than what I'm used to, I was able to give myself that peace of mind and that confidence, knowing that worst case scenario, it was just going to be a break-even trade. Best case scenario is going to be a really good trade. And number five, I held on to the trade as long as I could. God. Why am I so nervous? I'm literally shaking right now. Hindsight, looking back at those clips, I kind of feel like an idiot, but at the time, those emotions are really strong. And one of the things that I realized is that for some reason, it is so easy for us to hold our losers and hope and hope and hope and not sell despite it going completely against our position. But it is so hard for us to hold winners and hope that it keeps going up and up because we have this negative bias against winning for some reason. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but I've been struggling with that a lot. That once I start winning, I want to take profits immediately because of that fear that it might go back or that I might lose the profits that I already have because it runs up and then comes back and stops me out. So whatever it may be, I had a really hard time holding, but I really pushed myself because that's one of the things that I've been learning in this freaking book right here, Best Loser Wins. He says that the best traders know how to hold their winners and cut their losers short. So that was my focus for this trade, and I was holding on for dear life. The trade ended up working out really well, and I ended up trimming my first contract, and that's where we enter into my mistakes. My first mistake was trimming my first contract early. I'm gonna take off my first contract at this 1R right here, 26%. I'm just gonna sell one. Oh frick. There we go, sold one at 353, and now we hold with stop at break even. Oh, that's freaking tough, bro. Freak. Oh my gosh, the anxiety. The reason I did this was because I was trying to avoid the pain of if the trade ended up turning around and ended up stopping me out when I was already up a really significant amount. Even though I didn't look at my actual P&L during the trade at all, I was looking at percentages and I knew that it was a really good trade. So to give all of that money back just kind of made no sense to me in the moment. Now, obviously, I know that during the trade, I was conscious of the fact that I was just trying to avoid that pain ahead of time, like prevent that pain from happening. But in doing so, I also prevented myself from making more money. Second mistake was trimming my second contract early as well. I was finding all of the reasons to justify why I should get out of the position instead of trying to find all the reasons why I should just keep holding onto the position and being more optimistic about the fact that I was in a winning position. I don't know, maybe I put my stop in profit, I think is the strat. Maybe I put it at like 10%, I don't know. And then just kind of track it along the way. Up 30% on this contract. I want to sell so bad. I just want to lock in the profits, but I also don't want to be a little wuss if it goes to pre-market high, and then I'm just like angry about that. Volume did pick up on this candle, which I don't know how to interpret. Obviously it was buyer volume right here on the 1 minute. Maybe I raised my stop a little bit more in profit. What is there to lose? I don't know if I love this price action anymore. If it breaks above here, it might have one more leg up, but it's looking like it might start reversing, so I might get out soon here. But I'm gonna raise my stop loss to 350. Let's just see. I think I might get out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out here. Will I regret this decision? I don't know. Just waiting. Dude, because if it goes right now, it's like frick. Alright, I'll hold a little bit longer, dude. I just want to see a lot of volume to confirm this move right here. Okay, yeah, I think I'm out here. Alright, I'm done. 409. Close my position. Even if it does go higher, dude, this is longer than I've ever held, I think, winning trades. So that's a win in my book. It's crazy how my mind was convincing me that it was a good time to sell. I was looking at all of this price action. I was looking at technical analysis saying, you know, it's overextended. There's no way it keeps going, etc., etc. Immediately once I sold, it pulled back a little bit. So I was a little satisfied, but it ended up running back to my original price target, which was the pre-market high. Update on this trade. It literally went exactly where I thought it would go. And now it's rejecting, which is fun. It went to 526. I sold at 409, so yeah, another like 120 bucks just by holding for a few more minutes, like 10 more minutes. So now it's perfectly rejecting and I feel like an idiot, but I'm also proud of myself. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Progress is progress. So overall on the trade, in total, I left about $200 to $250 on the table. That pisses me off and I'm not happy about that. And so even though today was technically the best trading day that I've ever had, my mindset has grown to the point where I'm not looking at the P&L anymore. I'm looking at my behavior and my psychology during the trades and how to execute without making these dumb mistakes. Today, I definitely pushed myself to hold on to this trade. I'm usually used to taking profits at 10 to 15%. Today, I held those winners as long as I could, ended up about 40% on average on the trade. And I'm really excited about my progress, but also there's a lot of reflection to do about why I'm so freaking scared about winning. The one thing that I did notice that was a huge win for me, aside from the trade that I actually did take, is the trades that I didn't take. This morning, I actually woke up early. I was able to go outside, go for a walk, get my mind right, make a coffee, pray, take time to read the Bible, etc. And so all that stuff helped me to actually be mentally prepared to engage in the markets. The reason why that's important is because before taking the trade that I did, I almost took another trade right at the open of the market. And it took all of the willpower in me to not take that trade and to wait because I knew that there was news at 7:45. By the grace of God, I didn't take the trade. It ended up reversing and it definitely would have stopped me out. And I would have started off the trading day in the red, which would have put me in a really bad mental state, which is just a friendly reminder that everything that you do outside of trading will reflect inside of your trading. If you're actually disciplined with all the other areas of your life, that'll be reflected in your trading and in your discipline, in your capacity to practice restraint, which is probably one of the hardest aspects of trading. It's equally what you do as much as it is what you don't do. And today I was able to prevent myself from making a really bad, silly mistake and was able to capitalize on a really good trend day. So yeah, pretty good day overall. I journaled about it and I just wanted to make a video to document the fact that this was the first day that I feel like it finally clicked for me, that I need to reinforce the behavior of getting really used to getting uncomfortable with being in a winning position, adding to winning positions, holding winning positions, etc., etc. So that's it for me. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I felt so anxious about that whole trade. I'm like shaking, bro.